Time flies. Tori and Jonathan, I like to help people tell their stories, and this is TJ Talks, the podcast. And this week, I'm talking accomplishments. Acknowledge your accomplishments. When I say time flies, this month, April, 2 years ago, I graduated from my dream school. I never got deep into the story of why I chose Full Sail, or the story of how I initially wanted to go for something completely different, or how I almost flunked out of school multiple times, but you can't flunk out of community college. That's where I was before. Just keep paying and you stay there unless you legit do something to get you kicked out. But if you get kicked out of community school, that's a whole nother issue. And I got sidetracked. Accomplishments. Acknowledge them. Google itself reminded me of, I wasn't talking to you. Google itself reminded me in my photos by showing me this time 2 years ago, showed my graduation pictures. That's strike one. I recently was on a guest on a podcast talking about my business and things I had to do and how I had to adjust and adapt thanks to Corona. That's two. And three, I had recently read in a book, or reread in a book, thanks to good old Chad Saunders, Black Magic. I read in this book all of these Black individuals, and they were naming their accomplishments and things they've done. And then it dawned on me, wait, I've done something great myself, but I refuse to acknowledge it. So now this week I'm going to talk about the importance of acknowledging your accomplishments. For one, let's just talk about the accomplishment in question. I graduated from Full Sail, top of my class, valedictorian Tori and Jonathan Green. I was just as surprised as pretty much anybody else because of how accelerated my class and school is. You know, we graduate every month. For my class or my month, I was going all through 29 months, I believe, 29, 32, one of the two, all of my months. So of my section, squad, my graduating month, I was a valedictorian. Again, with how accelerated we are, I didn't know I was valedictorian until the day before we walked. Add that into the fact that, okay, that's cool. That's cool. It wasn't until yesterday where it finally hit me what that actually meant. Acknowledge your accomplishments. I was valedictorian for my digital cinematography class. I had never put two and two together. I was always the skate by type. School never interested me. I was in love and very interested in what I was doing at Full Sail. I was very uninterested in what I was doing at PG, community college. Very good school. Very, very good school. It's a great place to start. You're not supposed to finish there and that be it. It's a stepping stone. Even they tell you this is a stepping stone. I didn't have it in mind where it was supposed to be a stepping stone to back then. And the only reason I finally got to Full Sail was my health kicked my behind down and made me reevaluate things. But while I was there working on just pedaling around, I forgot about something I did do while I was at PG. I helped design banners for a local town around here. And I got in the paper for it. I still have the paper around here somewhere. I should have laminated. I know it looks terrible now. But acknowledge your accomplishments. They are what made you you. I wrote a few things down. I'm going to get to them. Oh, I already did. Rewards. I got valedictorian from school. I got recognized in the paper for designing some banners for a local town. I also finished a project recently with Haziah Gold, legal name change incoming. And with that, I have finished collaborating with 3 different individuals on projects. It's pretty nice for a kid that was just making beats to pass time or just dabbling because it was something to do. It interested me more than what I was doing at PG. Terrible, I know, but truth. Milestones. People belittle graduating. When you graduate from high school, that is a milestone. Don't take it for granted. Not everybody does. It's expected that you do, but not everybody does. So graduating from high school, that is a milestone. Acknowledge it. If you graduate from college, that is a milestone. Acknowledge it. Not everybody does. A lot of people flunk out. A lot of people have student loans. They're paying for degrees they never got. Acknowledge that you finished. Acknowledge that. I can say I was embarrassed by the fact that it took me 10 years post high school to finally get my college degree. But it finally dawned on me. I actually got the degree, and I got valedictorian on top of it because it was finally something that held my interest and I put my all into. So it might have taken me 10 years to get there, but not everybody gets there, period. Acknowledge it. I remember thinking about this when I was a kid, about awards, accolades, and all of that. I remember, because I used to always be the helping hand around school back in the day, I would help set up for the honor rolls, the assemblies. I used to play in the school band back in elementary school, so they would always have us play a little something for the assembly. I remember being around this stuff all the time. I was like, okay, that's cool, but it never interested me. It was never on my goals list of things I wanted to do. So when I got to the place where I was receiving these accolades or these awards, I wasn't acknowledging them. I am now at a place now where I'm realizing, especially when I've been updating my resume and writing everything out, you have to flourish yourself for your resume. Anybody that's had to write their resume recently or update it recently, thanks to COVID and all of that, you know you have to flourish yourself on that page so that people pick you up and see your best self. I finally updated my resume because it had been a while since I had updated my resume. I had not put that I graduated. I had not put that I graduated top of my class. I had not put that I'd been running a business for 11 plus years. I had not had all of this experience that was entailed in running my production company for 11 plus years. I didn't put the pitfalls, but I did put everything I learned along the way and all the stuff I mastered. You have to flourish. All of those accolades, things you've done, no matter how little, no matter how small, You need to acknowledge them first before you can update your resume. That is what was a long lesson that I had to learn along the way, and I've polished my resume. I've already told y'all that I love doing what I'm doing, and the only reason I'm looking for another job is so that I don't put pressure on what I love to do. You're always allowed to do that. Have multiple streams of income. Don't be tied down to just one. I don't want to put all my eggs into one basket. Diversify. And something to keep in mind, while you're diversifying, you might mess around and find some new accolades yourself. And that's always good. I think that's all I had to say this week. Yeah, I think that was all I had. But either way, to all of my graduates from 2020, 2021, I know you're going to go on to do immaculate and wonderful things. Do not let the fact that we have to social distance, we can't do it in big fashion, deter you from being great. This is a once in a lifetime thing. We weren't prepared for any of this. And the fact that you are getting it done in spite of shows just how special you are. Tori and Jonathan. I like to help people tell their stories. This has been TJ Talks, the podcast. And I hope to see y'all next week. Later.